Okay, so I'm going to try and show you guys how to continue to do the 2 billion money cheat on FIFA 11 after you've downloaded the patch. I've seen a lot of videos on online here on YouTube, and none of them ever really explain it that well, but after quite a few sort of bits of trying, I've worked it out. So here we go, this is what we're going to do. So we go into our system menu. It doesn't matter if you're signed into Xbox Live or what. We go into memory, and you want to go into your hard drive and then search through the games and find your FIFA 11 game set. Right now, when you're looking through here, what you want to find is this one. It's called FIFA 11 Title Updates, and it should have a number by it. Mine's a patch number 6, and you basically want to delete that. And once that's deleted, that's all you have to delete there. That means that any editing you've done, your total, your team, unlimited team is still there and everything. You haven't deleted anything apart from the patch. Then what you have to do is come to this the hard drive settings. Sorry, this camera's a bit rubbish. And you have to press the Y button on the Xbox now, and then we go down to the clear system cache. And yes, you want to click OK for that. That only takes like a second. Right, now we basically want to start the game up. So we go on here. I'm still signed into Xbox Live and everything at the moment. So what will happen here is it will ask you whether you want to download the new patch, in which you have to select cancel for, and then load it up as normal. I'm afraid I don't know how to speed up this bit, so you have to just bear with me while it takes its time to load in. Like I say, I've looked at a lot of other videos, and they sort of tell you round about how to do it, but 9 times out of 10 they don't have a commentary on, and the ones that do, they don't tell you how to do it fully, so that's why I'm doing this. So obviously it won't let you, it signed me out of Xbox Live now because I didn't download the patch, but I still need to sign into one of my profiles, and again, because I've just signed into my profile, it asks me to download the patch again, which again I have to say cancel to. And that way it can't sign you onto the EA servers because it won't let you go online. Okay, so you should notice that all your settings are still the same, all your teams are still the same. You want to go into game mode, career mode, and a new career mode, or a new career game. And just for the sake of speed, I'm not going to change any of the settings really. I'm just going to quickly rush through it. So I'm going to be just a manager. I'm going to show you with Spurs because Spurs have a problem in the sense that they have a full squad anyway, and there's a little bit of a problem with that, but I'll show you that. For the squads, you can't download the latest because you're not online, but what I do is before you delete the option file, just download or update your squads to the most recent, and then you can put current customized, and that means you get to keep all the up-to-date transfers in your cheat game, as it were. The only problem with that is, as it's saying here, is your scores won't be able to go onto the leaderboard. But I suppose if you're cheating, you can't really do that. So yeah, I'm going to be Mr. Manager, and we're going to be starting for Spurs. some reason it's quite quick this time, and I think it's because you're not signed online and you're not going on the leaderboards and stuff. It doesn't have so much to set up. But as far as saving your game, this one you don't really have to save it, so I'm not going to just yet, but you will definitely have to save it at some point, so I'm just going to skip that for now. Okay, so we're in. Right, so like I said before, Spurs have got a full squad anyway, so what I'm going to have to do is just quickly come in here, grab one of the first people and release the player on a free transfer. That way I've got the sort of slot to be able to get a loan player in, and then we're going to buy a player. Well, we're not going to buy a player, we're going to loan him. So go down to loan, search the database. It really doesn't matter who you go for, but obviously the worse of the team, probably the worse of the player you want to go for. And I always give them quite a high wage, as much as you can afford, to try and guarantee that they'll come to you. Now once you've sort of set your loan transfer up, then go into budget allocation, and you just want to put that right down so that it's 0, the ratio is 0 to 100 in favour of wages. So you've got no wage budget, sorry, you've got no transfer budget, but you've got quite a high wage budget. And then we come out of that. That's just your season objectives, don't need to read that. Advance one more time and they should accept that. There we go. So we go to accept, we say yes to our man there. Okay, so new player has arrived. Now all we're going to do is go to transfer. We're going to go to sell player. We're going to click on our new loanee and put end loan, and yes, end the deal. Now I don't know how clear it is on here, but you'll see that you have a minus in your transfer budget now. That's quite important that says that. Then we come out and we go back into budget allocation, and now you'll see that you have it hasn't worked. Oh yes, it has. Sorry, it has worked. Sorry, I thought it hadn't worked then. So I'm going to what I would do with the ratio is, a lot of people say where to put it. Basically, if it goes past 50 on the transfer budget side, if it goes below 50, you'll then start, for some reason it goes into minus 2 billion, so you really don't want that. And during the course of the season, the board seem to change your split. So I would always have it at a reasonably high sort of ratio from the 50, so that if they try and change it a little bit, it's not going to completely throw you out. So I go 65-35 just to be safe. And then when we go in here, you can see you've got your 2.1 billion and you've got 28 million for your transfer budget, and 28 million for your transfer budget is phenomenal. So you're always tempted to put it down so your transfer wage budget goes up really high, but you really don't need it. So now we've got that, you can start buying and selling players. Like I said, with Spurs, they've got an absolutely full squad, so it is a bit of a problem, because if you try and sell a player before you buy a player, you will go into negative 2 billion. So you have to sign a player before you sell any. So I am going to just not buy anyone from Arsenal. So if we go to the players that are 85 and above, It's important to remember as well that just because you've got 2 billion, it doesn't mean all the players in the world will want to come to you. I can very rarely buy Messi on this first season, but I have had quite a good success in buying other players. But yeah, there's still quite a few that will say no to you. Robin always says no. I mean, I've only tried it a few times, but you can usually get Ribery for Spurs, Tevez, and let's just go for a couple here just so that I guarantee that I'm going to get one to show you. So if you want to, you can put your players on loan. You can put your players up for sale now. I'll just put a few up. But like I said, you cannot sell one of those until you've bought a player, and I'll show you why in a second. Just put half the squad on, because you're probably not going to need half the squad after you buy the likes of Tevez and so on. I'm sorry this bit's a bit boring. And so yeah, you've got interest from your players. If you go to accept, you can just see in this top corner here, if I accept that bid before I've sold a player, you'll see you get a little minus there, and you will be in minus 2 billion, and it's not, well, you won't last very long. So no matter what happens, always reject the sales until you've sold a player. Until you've bought a player. I'm just going to quickly buy a player so that you can see. I'm going to offer them just absolutely loads of money, so we guaranteed to get one. Sorry that the camera angles are a bit rubbish on here, it's just I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to put the camera on the table and aim at it. It's not really working very well, but I don't have a tripod. Right, so hopefully that will go through in the next minute or so. Again, we've got interest in our player. Again, if I press it, you can see that we're getting negative. So okay, so Schneider's accepted. We can go in and accept him. He now plays for Tottenham. Now we just need someone to accept our player. Here we go. So someone's coming for Chorluka now, and you'll be able to see. If I accept it now that I've sold a player, it actually goes on rather than puts you in minus. So pretty much now that once you buy a player, you're able to then buy and sell it as you want, and that's pretty much it. Like I say, although you've got that money, it doesn't mean that players will want to come to you, but it certainly makes it a lot easier to sign them. And there you go, that's the video with everything that I think. You can now